EEO stands for Equal Employment Opportunity and refers to the practice of following all federal and state laws prohibiting discrimination in the workplace. It is illegal to discriminate based on race, color, age, sex, pregnancy, family status, disability, religion, national origin, military status, or genetic information in employment practices. Federal law has protected the members of these groups with several landmark laws and their amendments. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, the Age Discrimination in Employment Act of 1967, the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act of 2008, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. All employment practices, including recruitment, hiring, promotions, demotions, job assignments, compensation, training, discipline, and termination, are covered under these acts. These federal laws have defined personal characteristics that form what are called protected groups. These groups include race and color. It is illegal to treat someone unfavorably because of race or racial characteristics, such as skin color, complexion, hair texture, or facial features. Age. Age discrimination can only occur against persons 40 years of age or older. However, employers can favor older workers over younger ones. Federal laws do not protect persons under the age of 40, although several states do have laws protecting younger workers. Sex. Sex discrimination is illegal and occurs when persons are treated unfairly due to their sex. This includes sexual harassment and discrimination based on an employee's gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or transgender status. The Equal Pay Act mandates that men and women receive equal pay for equal work. When jobs are substantially equal based on job content, then the men and women in those jobs must receive equal compensation. Compensation includes salary, bonuses, vacation time, insurance, and any other benefit received on the job. Pregnancy. Unfavorable treatment of women because of pregnancy, childbirth, or any medical condition incurred because of pregnancy is illegal. Under federal law, employers are required to treat pregnant employees in the same manner as other employees with temporary disabilities. For example, if the organization provides paid disability leave for temporarily disabled employees, then this leave must be extended to pregnant employees as well. Under the ADA, pregnant workers must be given reasonable accommodations if needed, which enables them to continue to work. In most cases, workers who have been with their current employer for at least 12 months are eligible for up to 12 weeks of unpaid maternity leave under the FMLA. Employees must receive their previous position or another position with the same level of responsibility, pay, and benefits when returning from maternity leave. In addition, employers must provide light duty or a temporary job reassignment if needed to accommodate an employee during pregnancy. Family status. It is illegal to discriminate against employees or job applicants for their marital status. This includes discrimination against a person for a same-sex marriage. Additionally, people may not be discriminated against for being a parent or guardian. Disability. Disability discrimination occurs when persons are treated poorly or unfairly because they have a disability or because they have a history of disabilities. The law also protects persons who are perceived to have a disability, even when they do not actually have one. A person is considered to have a disability when they have a physical or mental condition that substantially limits a major life activity, such as, but not limited to, walking, talking, hearing, or seeing. The Americans with Disabilities Act states that persons with disabilities must be given reasonable accommodation in the workplace, unless those accommodations would cause the employer an undue hardship. This means employers are required to modify things like workspaces or work schedules to allow disabled workers to do their jobs. Religion. Treating a person unfairly based on his or her religion is illegal. This type of discrimination includes traditional religions such as Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, as well as less common but sincerely held religious views and strong moral beliefs. Employers may not segregate employees based on religious practices, such as placing persons of a particular religion in non-customer positions because of dress or grooming habits. In addition, employers must adjust work schedules for religious practices if they are only a minimal burden on operations. Employees are also protected from religion and cannot be forced to participate in religious activities as a condition of employment. National origin. Unfair treatment of persons from a particular country or section of the world is strictly prohibited. This includes discrimination against persons of a particular ethnicity or with a particular accent. It is illegal to require English to be the only language spoken at work unless speaking English is critical for the safety and efficiency of operations in the workplace. Employers may not base hiring decisions on immigration or citizenship status, except when citizenship is required by law. So long as a person is eligible to work in the United States, all treatment must be fair and equal. Military. Employers are prohibited from discriminating against persons based on their present, past, or future military service or obligations in the military. In addition, re-employment rights for active duty and reserve military members, as well as veterans, are protected by several different federal laws. Genetic information. The Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act of 2008 prohibits the use of genetic information in employment decisions. Genetic information includes the genetic tests of an individual and his or her family members, along with family medical history. Harassment. Federal law prohibits both quid pro quo and hostile environment harassment. Quid pro quo harassment occurs when a manager or supervisor withholds or awards job benefits based on sexual favors. Enduring harassment as a condition of employment is another form of quid pro quo harassment. For instance, it is illegal for a warehouse manager to tell his employees that they will simply have to ignore culturally offensive comments from their coworkers because they are commonplace in blue-collar jobs. It would also be unlawful for a restaurant supervisor to tell employees to put up with racial slurs from customers because it's part of the job of being a server. Hostile environment harassment occurs when harassment based on a person's status in a protected group is continuous and unwanted and unreasonably interferes with an individual's work performance or creates an intimidating, offensive, or hostile work environment. It is also illegal to discriminate against a person because of his or her spouse's membership in a protected group. Discriminate based on a person's membership in a group or organization which is associated with a protected group, regardless of whether that person is a member of that protected group. Discriminate against a person because they are perceived to be a member of a protected group, even if they aren't actually a member. Harassment and discrimination can even occur when both parties are members of the same protected group. For instance, racial discrimination can occur even when both the victim and the person doing the discrimination are the same race, and age discrimination can occur when both parties are over 40 years old. It is important to note that employment practices that unintentionally discriminate are also illegal. For instance, having a minimum height and weight requirement for a job might unintentionally discriminate against certain minorities and women. However, if the employer can prove that the policy is a business necessity, then it is not considered discriminatory. In addition to federal laws, many state and local EEO laws have been enacted which cover many other groups of employees. It is vitally important that organizations familiarize themselves with both federal and local guidelines. It is illegal to retaliate against employees for making or participating in a harassment or discrimination complaint. This means that managers and employers cannot punish or discipline employees for filing or participating in complaints. Likewise, non-management employees cannot bully, harass, intimidate, or threaten coworkers for participating in a complaint. Even if the complaint is found to be without merit, the participants are protected if they had a good faith belief that harassment occurred. Following EEO law is really pretty simple. Every employment decision should be made on job-specific factors only and never based on race, color, age, sex, pregnancy, disability, religion, national origin, military status, or genetic information. and preventing harassment against members of protected groups should be made a top priority. Organizations who follow this guidance have taken a huge step toward complying with federal equal opportunity laws. However, every employment decision should be carefully evaluated to make sure it meets all local, state, or federal legal standards as well. Laws enacted over the past 50 years have not only given millions of employees fair and equal opportunity, but they have made our workplaces safer and more productive as well. Carefully following EEO law is not only required, but it will make your organization stronger and therefore more successful.